Kundadanta asked again, in one Lord, who is the infinite consciousness, how does diversity exist as if real? Well, this is the question that Rama keeps coming back to as well. If everything is one, why does there seem to be many? Why does there seem to be diversity? Well, we can answer this for ourselves quite easily by considering the phenomenon of the dream. There is one dreamer, and within that dreamer arises many dreams, and within each dream there is incredible diversity, incredible creativity going on. Who's responsible for that? Where does that come from? And what does it mean? Last night I had a dream of a Siberian tiger cub, a very affectionate little cub. In the dream I had a tremendous sense of connection with the cub. It was an emotional dream. It was a feeling dream. But where did it come from? This tiger was actually in a zoo, but it seemed to be free to interact with visitors. So where did all that come from? Where did it all arise from? We might be able to derive the roots back to various influences from the previous day or other memories. But isn't it extraordinary that this whole reality was created within the dream? We tend not to think there is anything extraordinary about it because it's such an everyday occurrence. But this is what we keep overlooking. We keep overlooking the incredible nature of it. I had several dreams last night and I can't remember them. But there was a lot of experience going on, all within the fabric of my consciousness. And I asked the question, well, where does it all come from? But more to the point, how does it happen? How does all this diversity appear within my consciousness, within my dream consciousness? Why not just be fast asleep without dreams? Why dream at all? Scientists might come up with some answers to these questions, but I mean it in a more existential sense. Why have any sense of being alive at all? Why all this? There's no reason. It's simply consciousness doing its thing. The sage said, there is only one infinite consciousness which is supreme peace. There is no diversity at all. We call it just a dream, don't we? We put this label of a dream onto it, and that encapsulates all that experience. And in the same way, we can do the same with all of this. There is no diversity at all, though such diversity may be experienced. The diversity that appears to exist is apparent and false, like dreams and deep sleep. It's not exactly false, it's just that it's not what it appears to be. It is not an external reality. So in that sense it's false. But all this stuff is still going on. It's like dreams and deep sleep. Deep sleep is the one reality within which all the dreams arise. And in the same way with us, the one reality is the turiya, or the turiya-atita, within which all this waking experience happens. Just on a technical note, I would say that this turiya-atita is the same as the Buddhist tathagatagarbha. It's the same as the Buddhist tathagatagarbha, the womb of the Tathagata, or the seed. If that means something to you, that's fine. If not, then just ignore it. I might touch on the topic again of the Tathagatagarbha on a future occasion. Though there seems to be movement, there is no movement. Mountains are not mountains. And this is what we have. In a dream, what is moving? You could be running for your life, being chased by Godzilla, the giant monster, or being chased by a tiger. But what's moving? What is actually moving? Is there any movement going on? And when you're in touch with your own awareness, when you're in touch, when you're established, or when you're in contact with turiya, the fourth state, then that is the reality. That is the purity and the peace. And there is no movement. Everything is realized as consciousness. And there's an unshakable stillness. Even as in a dream, the nature of the self alone exists as all this. So in a dream, you could say that the dream is the nature of the dreamer. It's not the dreamer, but it is of the nature of the dreamer. And in the same way, everything, all of this, is of the nature of the self. But even that nature does not exist, and hence diverse objects do not exist either. Whatever was fancied by the infinite consciousness in the beginning, that alone exists as it was. Even that fancy is not real. The infinite consciousness exists as it always exists. It's just the infinite consciousness doing its thing. There's no past, and we'll come on to this thing about there being no past later in this chapter. There's only consciousness. Philosophically, this might seem quite weak, although it isn't actually. It cuts off philosophical problems at a stroke. But we're not concerned with a philosophical point of view. This has to be realized. Realizing consciousness, realizing the stillness of consciousness, realizing the soul reality as consciousness